presentation on this thing called Prezi, and IE's like, oh, it's going to make a beautiful presentation. No, punch in the face. So there's this big hex string across part of my presentation. Please ignore that. Oh my God. It stays there. I don't know. I'm rather upset about it, actually. Right. So anyway, my project, as you might recall, first time is a little bit Alexandria. Yesterday I made the 500th commit to it, by the way. So it's called that because the Library of Alexandria at one point in time was the largest library on Earth, and we are not going for that. But it's sort of there to remind you that it's kind of bigger than a library. It's a library of libraries. DF038. Disregard this. But I'm sad that our first speaker isn't still here because my project really has a lot to do with big data. Effectively, what it sets up for you is a pipeline for you to service requests for classification. But we're looking to, and what I mean by that is, I'll take you through the process. So first thing you gotta do is you have, oh look, no text. Find a hard problem, which I'm sure every one of you is actually doing because there's a Narcos project, for a large number of you in this room. What happens is, so you're gonna write, let's say, and this example is for an Android app, is you'd like to remember, not so much user preferences because those are of course set in your settings, but I'm talking about Mike likes to buy the toilet paper on Tuesdays. But Mike's not going to tell you that. You're just going to have to learn that. So let's actually pick a hard problem like image segmentation or registration. There's this library called OpenCV. Who's heard of OpenCV? Right. Do you guys know it has an Android version, I guess I'd call it? Who knew that? Has anyone used it? Kind of what I expected. But but what happens is you have to tell it to kind of start a service, and then it listens for a certain sort of message, effectively, that when your app sends out, it receives, processes, passes on. This is much like that, except it's a machine learning intent. So you can say like, I got a bunch of samples. I've constructed the model, and these are what makes each sample unique. It has this, and this feature. So a purchase made when and what the purchase contained. This is a sample and two features in that sample. So once you have that labeled, what you would do is you told Lib Alexandria to start, and you say, I'd like to open a stream, and that data stream is going to take your samples you've set up and process them. The next step here, we've got, this is actually called training usually, and you provide these known solutions or what the samples are with how you'd like it to react, and a pattern in the back end, which, keep in mind, this is a library of libraries, right? So the primary library, Lib Alexandria, organizes all that data so it flows through the pipeline so you can get data, so you can get the information that you want from the haze of this and that you don't know about it. How do you know that Mike buys toilet paper on Tuesdays? You can guess I didn't come up with that example beforehand. So when the data comes back labeled, that's when you can test to see how well that it did. And over time, those guesses get better and better, effectively. I'm not sure what the level of introduction to machine learning is in this area, so most of what I've actually just done is made this very simple. So can you make the experience more pleasing to the user by expecting their wants and desires? That would be cool. And can you maybe suggest some things even they haven't thought of yet, but hey, running it on a phone. Like we are resource limited. And I'll come back to that. We might have some problems with our mathematical model. We're going to try to work on some detection